What's going on, people? Welcome back to a new video all over again. This is a video I'm creating within, I've been on YouTube now almost over 10 years. And there's not a day or time go by. I can't describe how much I miss the old fashioned YouTube. You see what I'm saying? I really do. It's almost like when you miss your growing up. That's basically how it is. It's almost like when they changed up YouTube, um, let's say centuries ago. I mean, not centuries. I'm tripping. So a couple of years ago, they started in 2016, and I think ever since after 2016, it definitely went to going downhill. When I first started YouTube, 2014 no 2013 to 2014, it was definitely lit. Those first 2 years that I came to YouTube in 2013. So that's been like 10 years ago now. Back then YouTube was very lit. It was lit more than better than what it is now. It really do. I realize that things don't stay the same, uh, but sometimes you hope that things can change for the better. Hold on. Yeah, you hope that sometimes things can change for the better. Um, there's not a day go by I don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they just, yeah, I really do, man. But anyway, I enjoy doing this, and you can tell I enjoy doing it. Well, maybe I can talk about genetics. I do things, and I feel like this is natural what I'm doing. When I first came to this platform, different platforms, and doing stuff like this, at first, I never would have thought that I was going to be on any of this. Because in my mind, from the beginning, I'm like, hell no, I don't want to put myself on no video. Like, that's how I was thinking. I thought that I wouldn't I wouldn't like it. I was thinking that because I never tried it before. But I got into 2013 is the very year I first started uploading content. Uh, my life has been, to me, it has been like, as far as a struggle, it's been hell. I'm gonna put it like that. It ain't been no easy path. It really hasn't. It ain't. It really. It hasn't. It hasn't. You trying to understand, figure out more who you are, your roots and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you hear people say different things, but you don't want to expose that information because you don't know if the information that was given to them is not accurate. So that's why I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I would hope that that's probably would be the information would sound good. But as far as coming up hard coming up and growing up in the hood and coming up hard, I can say that yes, I have. Even to this, as I speak right now. You see what I'm saying? Because think about it. For the most part, I don't consider this normal as a me being, I'm gonna say, an older man, a person like me should have their own property, on their own land, doing something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like I always have been a good, hard worker, but it's just certain things that my biggest issue was that me working on a job, certain situations, I always met the wrong type of people in your circle, things can go left. You see what I'm saying? I put it like that. So that's what happens a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at that, and when I look at Deuteronomy 28, when you're it explains all of the who would fit the curses and who would be in poverty, all that stuff. So when I look at my life, in spite of how you look, it doesn't matter how you look. If you come from the seed of a man that was that is an Israelite, that's what makes you Israelite, the seed of your father, not based upon how you look. Now I know it sounds kind of strange that I throw that in there like that, but the way that you can tell that God has something to do with you, based upon what he said in the Bible, based upon what he said in Deuteronomy 28, which is a prophecy that we are living in right now. It's constantly fulfilling in Deuteronomy, where he said if these people didn't keep his commandments, didn't follow his laws, he said, I'm going to put ass whoopings up on you, meaning I'm going to put curses up on you. What does the word curse mean? The word curse just simply means to be devoted to destruction. He said, I'm going to do this here. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to use these things here is to punish you. The reason I'm punishing you because you didn't do what I asked you to do, and that was to keep the commandments. You see what I'm saying? You will be called, because you didn't listen to me, you will be called spitbacks, uh, all kinds of different things that you ain't supposed to be called. He said, another curse I'm gonna put up on you. You probably look like the other nations. You won't even look like a Israelite. You won't even look like a Israelite. You won't look the same. You see what I'm saying? But you will look different because of this. You're going to look different because of this. Remember I told you I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I said I was trying to say wherever it takes me, that's what I'm going to talk about. So maybe this is what the Most High want me to talk about. Let's go and let's look at what happened. Why we look different. Why our people, why certain things are the way that they are. Confusion, getting tests and stuff. I mean, getting DNA tests and stuff like that. Let's look at this here. First, let's look at let's just go ahead and read this here. Hosea 7 and verse 8. Ephraim has mixed himself amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth it not. And the pride of Israel testified to his face, and they do not return to the Lord their God, nor seek him for all this. He said Ephraim has mixed himself amongst the people. Now let's go and let's see, first of all, who is Ephraim? Ephraim is one of the 12 tribes of Israel, which is one of the northern kingdoms, right? Ephraim took and mixed himself amongst the people. When you mix something, right? If you take something original You mix a dap of this in there. You mix a dap of that in there. You mix a dap of this. And the more you keep mixing with all these different flavors, right? That flavor is not going to look like it's a natural original flavor, right? When it says Ephraim is a cake not turned, meaning that if you cook in a pancake, right? When it says not turned, meaning that if you cook one side of a pancake, right? The other side that's not turned, one side is you cooking it, but the other side is still white looking, right? It's not turned, it's not cooked. So when you look at our people, a lot of our people looking like Arabs. You see what I'm saying? I remember years ago, people would say, you look like a different. You look different." You see what I'm saying? They would say that. Now let's read this one more time. It's in Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim has mixed himself amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. When you cooking a pancake on the frying pan, right? When you cook one side of it, one side is gonna be black, right? Just think about it. Then when you look, if you don't flip it over, what color is that pancake gonna be if you don't flip it and let the fire cook it? That's right. It's gonna be light. It's gonna look white like that box. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I'm gonna do it one day and I'm gonna show y'all an example of what I'm talking about. Now, when it says Ephraim has mixed himself amongst the people, amongst the people, who is the people? Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that right quick. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Most of you know where I'm going already when I say Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 7. And I'm going to show you Ephraim has mixed himself amongst the people. We're going to see who the people are. And we'll go into modern history. And I break it down and show you in Babylon Temple of Two later on and all of that. Who are those people? Look what the Bible says. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee unto the land, whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites. Those are the Hittites. Okay? The Hittite, those are the African nations, right? The Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. When he says 7 nations greater and mightier than thou, that means you can't go up against these enemies if you don't have God with you. Verse 2, it said, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them. He said, don't hug them, don't show them no love. He said, thou shalt smite them, not love them. Now, if he telling you it's to smite these nations or whatever, how is he telling you to love everybody? Thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them. That means no contracts or none of that. Don't make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither should thou, verse 3, neither should thou make marriages with them. He said, don't marry the other nations. Because that's the reason why that Israel is cursing out our people, right? Because a lot of us look differently. We're being punished. And one of the reasons why we're going through all these trials and tribulations the way that our people are is because we didn't do one thing. We didn't keep our end of the bargain, bro. Look what it says here. Neither should thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter should thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Okay, that's the word that means a curse. Curse means is to be devoted to destruction. So when the Most High God got it in his mind is to punish you, he may bring destruction. The word destroy is another word for destruction that he'll bring upon you. Now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth." He has set us above the other nation. "And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God." Okay? "Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field." That means when we go to work on these jobs, the modern day work field would be the jobs. "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body." That means our children won't go to jail. That means he's saying your children will be blessed. They will follow in the ways of what's right. They won't be out here. Your daughters won't be going out here, sleeping with different men, bringing babies in, and then expecting mama to take care of the babies and living like a whore and all that type of stuff, and expecting her mamas to take care of her children while she go out there and whore around with other men, while she grandma sit at home and raise all the babies that she going out there making, stuff like that. "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body." That means that if we keep turn to him and keep his commandments, that means a lot of these things that's happening to us wouldn't be happening to us. These things will be wondering why we prospering. It's because we are obeying and being obedient to the commandments of God. "And the fruit of thy ground," that means the fruit of your ground, "and of the fruit of thy cattle, and an increase of thy kind, and of the flock of thy sheep." That means that's going into wealth. He'll increase the wealth. "And blessed shall be thy basket and thy store." And then he says, "Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out." That means when you're born into this world, your children are born into this world, they'll be blessed. They'll come out the womb, and they'll be born into wealth. They'll be doing all these blessings will come if we keep the commandments. That's basically what the Bible is saying. So let's skip and go to verse 15 of Deuteronomy 28 and see. Let's break down the opposite. Now, this is the opposite of what I'm fixing to read of the blessings and all of that. It said, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God." That means hearken means to listen. "The Lord thy God, to observe," that means pay attention, "to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." He said, all these curses, that means you're going to be overtaken in destruction. Verse 16, "Curses shall thou be in the city." If you look at us as a people now, if you look at our people now, talking about going to get a DNA test because they don't know who they are. What is that? That is one of the results of disobedience. "Curses shall thou be in the city, and curses shall thou be in the field." Okay, in the field, that means in the work. I mean, we know we ain't getting no good money working on these jobs. They don't want to give you nothing. They don't want to, like as they say, they don't want to pay you nothing on these jobs. That's a curse. But the so-called white man, the white boy, Ethiopian, all of that, them people can come over here, work, get them a business, and they can do better than me and you. And we was born and raised here. "Curses shall be thy basket in thy store." What do we own? Do we own a Walmart, or do we own a Albertsons and stuff that we can go to? Do we own banks and stuff like that? No, we don't own that. The Jewish man own that. "Curses shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep." See what I'm saying? He's saying everything that you do is you not gonna prosper in what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? He's saying that basically all of these are ass punishments and ass whoopings. Just like if your child don't listen to you. You say, "All right, y'all better have that house cleaned up when I come back. If you don't have that house cleaned up when I come back, I'm not taking y'all no damn well. I'm not doing nothing." You know what I'm saying? That's what you start saying. You know, you'll say that if they don't follow your command or follow your guide or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to that. What I talked about, getting a DNA test and all that kind of stuff. you will have to be doing all those different things. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 1 and 3. Here we go. Isaiah 1 and 3. The Bible said, the ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people does not consider. He said, God compares us. He said, an ox knows his owner. A dumb animal know where he lives. Even insects, birds, wasps, if they fly, no matter how far they fly away, they know how to come back to their nest where they belong. You see what I'm saying? But those are part of the curses too. You see what I'm saying? That our people will be scattered into every parts of the land, right? It says, the ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people does not consider. That means we don't give a damn. We don't even want to even acknowledge it. We just don't care about it. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs. The first only thing that's coming to my mind is that we will have to do this when we are cursed. This going into that DNA test thing, right? This is what we have to do. Proverbs. Hopefully I can. If I might have to Google it. Hold on. Oops. Over too far. Okay, let's look at. Let's see here. That's not it. Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's do it like this. We're gonna do it like this. Hopefully that music don't come up in here or whatever, you know. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it like this. Prepare thyself for the search of thy fathers. Yeah. That's Job 8 and 8. Yeah, that's Job 8 and 8. Job chapter 8 and 8. Let's look at that. That's very important to look at that. You know, because a lot of people, and you know what I'm saying, the way we do that is through the word too. Job chapter 8 and verse 8. The Bible says, for I require, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. That's right. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. That's right. So that's Job chapter 8 and verse 8. You see what I'm saying? Prepare thyself for the search of thy fathers. So that's what we do. Like I be like Googling up stuff. You know, sometimes a lot of times you ain't gonna, of course they not gonna tell you everything anyway. You see what I'm saying? But the way we do it, the way we search and find out, we do it through the word of God. You know, because he said the curses will lie upon my people. So let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 4:32. Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 4 and 32. It's going to add up what I'm talking about. Now, watch this here. It's going to give you a double answer. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 32. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 32. Let's read verses, Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6 first, before I go to 32. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of in sight of the nation, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. All right, now let's go and let's read verses 32, I think. 32. 32. Let's look at, I'll tell you what, let's read verses let's read verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you amongst the nation, and ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathen, whether the Lord shall lead you. See that? And ye shall be left few in number, and the Lord shall scatter you. That's another curse. That's another curse. That's because we didn't keep the commandment. Remember what I read in Deuteronomy? He said, because you didn't want to keep these commandments. It said the Lord should, instead of him saying, he just said the Lord, he just saying it in a respectful way, and the Lord shall scatter you. You ain't reading here where it's saying, and the Lord will punish your ass, and the Lord shall torture your ass. It just say, and the Lord shall scatter you. That means I'm gonna give you an ass whooping. This is his way of saying, I'm giving you an ass whooping because you didn't keep my commandments. And the Lord shall scatter you amongst the nation, and ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathen, whether the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve other gods in the work of man's hands, wood and stone. That wood and stone is going into Islam and Christianity. White Jesus, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell. Let's go to verse 32. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and acts from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there had been any such thing as this great thing is, or had been heard like it. You see what I'm saying? It says, did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived? So he says, and the Lord shall scatter you amongst the nations, and ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathens. The heathens and the people that were scattered are two different people. He said, and the Lord shall scatter you amongst the nations, and ye shall be left few in number amongst the heathen. You'll be left amongst notice it says amongst the heathens. Because you have in every land, you have the heathens, the Esau, the white man, so-called white man is on everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Because they raped, robbed, and murdered everybody. So those are part of the curses. I'm gonna stop it right here. These are part of the curses that he said that if we didn't keep the commandments, and these are some of the curses that he said that he would put up on our people. So I'm gonna see y'all later, and I'm out.